Hey guys, what's going on? Excuse me, sorry. Let's see here. So we're doing something a little different this time. If you guys can follow along, I'm going to be building a stand for my new 75-gallon saltwater fish tank I'm planning on putting up here. And the weather's really turning to shit. We got a lot of snow, starting to snow. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to do the top braces. Are going to be with these 2x6s, and then the bottom's going to be 2x4s, and then we're going to assemble it, and I'll show you how. Just follow along. I did want to go over the price list of what I paid for everything. I did buy a pocket hole jig, so that kind of ran the price up, but you could see I bought a couple pieces of plywood. Both of those were $19.98 each. About two 2x6s were $6.48. Five 2x4s. Those were $3.28 each. And I bought a bucket and some screws. Screws were $9.98. So, yeah, and then that pocket hole jig. So I mean a grand total of $140 or $138. So, yeah, I gotta clean up some of this mess in my garage because I literally brought everything in because of Christmas, and then I'm kind of a messy person, unorganized in that, but yeah, we're gonna get cutting. I'll get the pieces lined up, and you guys can just hang around, and then there's gonna be a whole series of me setting up this whole saltwater tank. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to do something a little different here and kind of get away from grow videos just a little bit. We'll still be doing those in the summer, but due to indoor, I get so much outdoor, there's no reason to do indoor grows anymore. But yeah, so stick around to the channel if you want to watch some other things happen here. You can learn something. We can learn something together. Maybe you guys can talk shit and tell me how I didn't do it right. All right, but anyhow, I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got my pieces cut here. Side two, I cut it at 48 5/8. That way it gives you a 1/16 of an inch on both sides of the tank. And then I cut 3 at 15 and a half because the width of the tank with the wooden frame, or I'm sorry, with the plastic frame on it was like just under 15 and a half. 18 and a half, but you got to count in for the 3 inches of lumber because these are 1.5. So it's actually 18 and a half, but I think it was like 18 and 3/8, or I think it was 18 and 3/8. So 15 and a half is more than enough. And we're not going to put a piece of wood on the back, but so that's what I ended up going with. 15 and a half, 3 pieces, 48 and 5/8 for the length. These are going to go on here and get screwed together, and then we'll have our top bracket, and then we'll do the 2x4s, which is going to go on the bottom. I just don't want to have a middle brace because I plan on putting a sump underneath this. It's going to be a saltwater tank. So by using the 2x6s, I don't have to put a center brace in there because this will be able to hold the tank. Okay, you guys will see it when it's assembled. We're getting there. All right, so the top section here is done for the 75 2x6 frame. It's not done completely. You know what I mean? You got some other shit we're gonna put on here, but step-by-step process. Keep you guys in the loop. I might have to do a little sanding. Yeah, pretty damn level though, as much as I could get it. It's hard because I don't have a very flat surface. But you can either sand that down, but honestly, you want a flat surface because you got to have everything flat. So if you got to find something, but as you can see, I mean, pretty damn nice, perfect all the way around. But yeah, and then a piece of plywood is going to go over the top, and that'll level everything out too. Sit tight. We're going to start making the bottom, and then we can start assembling this thing. Okay, so I slapped together this duplicate, but it's 2x4s instead of excuse me, instead of 2x6s. So now we're gonna build the sides to put it back together, and then yeah, I also bought this thin plywood. It's just utility plywood. I think it's gonna be 1/8 of an inch, but it's just gonna go on the sides, and we're gonna paint it. So we'll see when it's all done. We're getting there. I overbought on the lumber too because I have a 40-gallon breeder I'm going to set up too for a frag tank eventually down the road. Not right now, just eventually. But yeah, we're getting there. Sit tight, we'll be right back. Hey guys, so we're back. Jesus, all that just fell. My garage is a mess. This is the way I live my life. I got a clean up my shit. But anyhow, so here's the stand. See where I went with the 2x6s on the top? They're strong. I don't want a center brace. I want to be able to put a 20 long underneath here as a sump. So I'm going to add a couple more braces in between here. I'm going to put a piece of plywood across the top. This is 32 inches tall. And then, yeah, 32 inches tall from top to bottom. A little over 32 inches. Close enough, but that was just the way that I did it because I didn't want those pieces of wood touching the bottom of these. So I put a piece of wood. I put this piece of wood here. I did it upside down, screwed it together, and that way that kept it from touching. Because I didn't want that being too above here, because this is pretty square. This frame around. Yeah, it's gonna be a piece of plywood on top of there too. So, but yeah, I gotta grow. I ran out of 2x6s. I need to buy another 2x6 because the plan is to run 2x6s from here to here. That way I could attach a couple doors on here, and it gives it way more support than you can't leave it like this because these are screwed in from the backside. You need something underneath to support all that weight of your fish tank because I'm gonna have live rock in there. The water, I think it's gonna be like 900 pounds, maybe a little bit more, with just the tank on top. So yeah, we're getting there. And we're gonna build a canopy too. For you, it's gonna be like that. For me, it's gonna be a couple days before I get back to the store to buy a couple 2x6s to finish this up. But I will follow up, and I will try to get a exact measurement and list if you guys want to copy it in any way. It's pretty heavy though, I will tell you that, but it's heavy duty too. So, I mean, this is going to my living room. I got kids, I don't want this thing to collapse or anything, and I know that when I'm finished with it, it's going to be a strong, sturdy stand. You could go lighter. I mean, you see the way they build them at the fish stores. I'm rambling on too much. All right, guys, just sit tight. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I did have one 2x6 that I was able to do some of this framing that I wanted to show you that I was doing. And see how this sits underneath here? That's going to support all this weight, both sides. And then just did 2x4s on the sides. I'll do one back here, same on the back, 2x6s. And then, yeah. And then we'll wrap it, paint it. I got a couple doors I'm going to put on here. And it's all set. Put a piece on top. That's the simplest way that I know how to build a saltwater, fish tank stand. A heavy duty. This is for a 75 gallon. You could probably you easily put a 90 gallon on there, or maybe a 120. I think a 120 is the same size, maybe not. But yeah, tune in, stick along, right along. Every week I'll update a little bit more. I'll put a little bit more on here. And then I'm going to do a whole saltwater build of my fish tank. So if you guys want to tune in, all right? I'll get the measurements. I'll write those down. And that way you guys can copy it if you really want to. And that's going to be added right on after this. All right, guys. So this is the parts list as of right now. Hopefully this makes some sense. This is what I used. The 23 1/4 are the ones that are fillers that go in between here. So, you know, some of those you might want to cut a little bit thicker because you can always trim a little bit more off to get it nice and tight because you want it nice and tight when you put it in there. That's what she said. But anyhow, yeah, so, and then I did the 15 1/2 are the center braces. They go from here, you know, these ones. And for the bottom piece, I'm going to add another. I got 2 already. I'm going to add another 4. One there, one there, one there, and one right there on that side. And so that gives us the 6 pieces that I put here. All right. If you guys need any more info on this, let me know. But so that's it for now. Next week, we'll do a little bit more. Maybe a week after. Me and my wife just had a child, baby number 4, and she's in the hospital right now. She's in an incubator, or NICU, whatever you want to call it, the intensive care unit, because she was a preemie. So this is helping keep my mind off all that stuff. And anyhow, I thank you guys for tuning in. All right. See you next time, next week, maybe 2 weeks. But we will continue on the documentary of the saltwater tank build that I've been eagerly wanting to build for the last couple of years now. All right. See you next week. Peace.